Welcome, everybody, to the PHDJ podcast. My name is Mike. Sitting in for Joe Bunn this week is Brett Favre. If you're not watching this on video, you don't get that joke. But Jesus, I always thought you looked like Brett Favre, Joe, but now you, with the shaved head and the little scruff,
yeah,
you got that look. You are no longer the State Farm guy. Now you're Brett Favre.
I'm Brett Favre. Or Jason, like a skinnier Jason Statham, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with him. I don't know. That's not what I see. But
okay.
So is this the new? So you're going with the shaved head? I can't get a haircut. So did you do that yourself?
No.
Ainsley do it for you?
No.
You went to a.
I would rather not say.
You went to a barber.
He came here. It was a real barber that needed money that I know.
He made a house call.
He made a house call to my office with a mask and gloves and proceeded to buzz it.
All right. That's cool.
I was on the way to Target and I was going to get the clippers and just give it a run at like a one guard. And it was a Hail Mary. And I felt like I did him a solid and he did me a solid. So.
I took the dogs for a walk a couple of days ago, and there's a house 2 blocks over. There was a guy sitting in his driveway,
right,
and a guy cutting his hair. And I couldn't tell if the guy was professional or not,
right.
but I felt like going, "Hey man, can I be next?"
Yeah,
but
can I get next?
I don't know who these people are or whatever,
right,
and who was going to watch the dog during that. But yeah, I mean, I thought if that's some guy doing house calls of haircuts, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, we have to get creative.
It is definitely illegal, and they will definitely lose their license and be fined heavily. So I made sure not to post
I guess there's
about
no
it.
way to social distance and cut somebody's hair, right?
No, unless you live in Georgia. When they reopen on Friday, you can fly to Georgia on Friday.
You can get a massage. You can get your nails done. You can get a
swear
tattoo
to God,
if you want.
Dude, I'd be on the phone right now. I'd get all 8 things that he opened on Friday. I'd get a tat that was like, I survived COVID-19. I'd get my hair. I'd get a fade. I'd go get a massage. I'd go bowling. I'm torn whether I think it's a good idea or not, because it is definitely, it might be premature, but listen, Sweden has not locked down at all. Right.
And they don't have they're not as hot a spot as Italy. So I don't know, maybe we're going to find out that the social distancing in the long run was overly precautious. I don't know what the word is. Who knows? I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert, so don't take my advice. If you're listening to this, don't say, "Oh, Mike said I can go get my hair cut."
Right.
Joe and I are just kicking it. That's all. Or Brett. Brett and I are just kicking it.
It's brutal, man. I just want this to end. I got to be honest, though, man. I'm just.
Me too.
It's not even so much the quarantine situation. It's just the not knowing when it's over. If somebody would give me a date, like we're back to doing events on X, then that would give me a lot better feeling, for budgeting and preparation.
Well, and just psychologically, right? Just psychologically,
sure.
If you knew June 15th, let's just throw a date out, everything's going to be back to normal. Then you could start checking off date. And that was one of the things. Joe and I kind of have a potpourri of things today. There's no one main topic, but one of the things I wanted to share with our audience, and this really spoke to me this week. I was talking to a friend of mine who's not in the DJ industry, Steve Catania. He owns the Cheese Cave up the road. That's how Kelly and I think I've talked about him.
Yeah.
Small business owner, which is one of the reasons why we click. We have a lot in common. We have a passion for our entrepreneurism and our business. And he said to me at one point this week, I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "We're one day closer to getting out of this." And good. I think that's a great attitude. If you wake up every morning and just say, "Okay, this still sucks. It's still horrible, but that's one more day crossed off the calendar."
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to look at it. But what you just said is true too. It's hard to have that mentality if you don't then know the end date.
Correct.
If you could put a pin in a calendar and say, "This is the date when everything's going back to normal," we could start, if it was going to be 100 days, great. We're 78 days into it, you know what I mean? But we don't know. And it's almost like it seems as soon as we get close to it, it was April 30th. Now it's May 15th. As we get close to May 15th, are they going to punt again?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't either, man. I really don't. I don't know. I have people holding on still in May, which is just blowing my mind.
We have a few late Mays that are still holding on. Yeah. The other day, I moved a June bride to August and an August bride to November.
Yeah.
And that, to me, perfect example of nobody effing knows what's going on. Nobody. Because I've got one bride moving in August and another bride moving away from August. And I don't blame either one of them. I couldn't tell you who's right, who's wrong. So,
me neither.
Yeah, we are so clueless about this. And that's not to blame anybody. I think this is so unprecedented. We've never been down this road before as a society. We've never, I guess 100 years ago with the Spanish flu from everything I've read, but I mean, it wasn't the same type of thing. There wasn't world travel like there is now. You couldn't, 1918, you didn't hop on a plane. And, Kelly and I were supposed to be in Scotland a month from now. We're not doing that. But
you did end up pulling the plug? You never told me.
Yeah, we pulled the plug. Yeah.
Damn, I knew you were holding on to it.
We haven't canceled the airfare. We canceled all our Airbnbs. We haven't canceled the airfare yet because we're hoping – I actually have a chunk of time off next April, and we're hoping to just move the airfare to that and do the trip a year later. But United doesn't open up their dates in that far in advance. So we're actually keeping an eye on the calendar. Once those dates are available, we might just move the airfare. We haven't decided.
I understand. I'm sorry to hear that.
I was supposed to be. I would thank you, man. Listen, if that's my biggest cross to bear, I got out of this lucky. If the worst thing that happens to Kelly and I is that we can't go on our 2-week Scotland vacation this year, our whole topic last week was how other people have it worse and things to be grateful for. I'm grateful that we're in a position in life that we can take a 2-week vacation to Scotland. I mean, not a lot of people can do that. So,
totally.
Let's be grateful for what we have and not woe is me, because I can't woe is me over my 2-week vacation being canceled. It's not that big a deal.
I agree, man. I agree.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, man. I love that song. Shaka Khan. Yeah. Something good.
Give me something, Joe. Make me smile.
What's good? All right. Let's see. I went on real quick live in the Vault members only group yesterday, and like myself, there were plenty of people saying that they are booking shows. Leads are coming in, consultations are happening online, of course, and they are booking shows and getting deposits. Would you say
you say that as if you are not? Are you? Have you?
No, we are too. That's what I said. As are we. Are you as well?
Yeah, they're trickling in. We booked 4 last year. Last year, this week, we booked 14. So, I mean, that shows you how down they are. But it's like a spigot that's trickling, but it's not been sealed off. So, I mean, that certainly helps. Getting a little bit of income in like that helps me from, not dipping into my personal savings. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that some 21 brides are still booking,
Yeah, I know. We were, about half everything, half income, half leads, half everything for April so far. Sorry, they're painting or something upstairs. If y'all hear that, it's a different office I have no control of. Mike, couple things. How was your birthday? Let's circle back for a second.
Thank you very much. Sunday was
a weird
amazing.
Time to have a birthday.
I've been calling it that, the most fucked up time to have a birthday. But Sunday was great. Kelly, first of all, we had a beautiful day up here. Kelly organized a little drive-by birthday party. I had a few people coming through the driveway waving. Some people actually stopped. We set up some lawn chairs out in front, social distanced. We were plenty far away. I had a dear friend of mine pull up with her daughter, and she rolled down the window to say hello, and she started crying. And my instinct is I wanted to hug the woman. I mean, she's sad, I'm sad, but obviously you can't do that. So there was emotions of joy and sorrow, but it was wonderful. And then I got online and I did an hour. I lasted an hour of set, which I was shocked at.
I'm shocked.
Second to last song is when I got cut off. I had mapped out. I had 33 songs I wanted to squeeze in, and I got 32 of the 33 in. Chris Hintz was monumental. He gave me some tips about getting through, because I don't know if you see, Chris is going online.
Yeah, it's like every day.
2 hours a day, 3 to 5 every day. And he's lasting. And if you're looking at video now, I'm looking away because I wanted to pull up. I had a conversation with Chris. He gave me some pointers, but it first happened with I jumped on his stream, and he and then he messaged me like an hour later, and he said, "Hey, thanks for jumping on the stream." And I was like, "What's your secret? How are you doing it?" So he gave me some pointers. But then he said, I can't find it. Anyway, he asked me pretty much, what could I do to improve? And I thought, Chris, what a freaking wonderful attitude to have.
Right?
I mean, here this guy's, he's blown. First of all, if you have a chance, look him up and watch he's one of those guys that's put a lot of thought into not only how he sounds, sounds incredible professionally, but his look is super cool. I don't know whether he's going to a studio or he just set this up in his house or
it's like a green screen rig. I saw it. Yeah.
It looks super, super cool, multi-camera shoot. And he's asking me what he could do to improve. And I'm like, that's why you're so good at what you do. Because even though I think this guy's setting the bar here, he's asking somebody like me, what can I do to improve? So whenever somebody asks me that question, I feel obligated to give them some kind of answer. And my answer was, besides the multi-screens, I don't know if you've seen, he's also showing the music video of he's playing a song. And I said, well, Chris, if you're going to ask me and I want to give you, honest feedback, I said, is there any way to make that bigger? Because I found myself, once I looked at him a little bit and his multi-camera, especially the videos, with the bikini clad chicks dancing around, dancing on a boat, I'm like trying to blow that up.
Right.
But he said to me, I tried that, but that was getting me thrown off. Because apparently they not only have an audio algorithm, they must have a video algorithm. So if you try to copy somebody's music video, that'll get you shut down as well. So, I gave him my advice. He told me why it didn't work. But so Chris gave me a couple of pointers that I implemented on Sunday, and I have to say they probably helped me. Use as many remixes as possible. He said redrums as possible because if, they probably have the song and maybe the popular remixes hooked up to their algorithm, but hopefully not an obscure remix. Certainly if you make your own remixes, you're probably in good shape. Pitch everything up or down dramatically. So the further you go, and if you go back and watch my mix, you'll see that I was riding everything 5 to 10 BPMs or percent, I should say, faster than usual. So that hopefully helped me. It not only helped me squeeze 32 songs into an hour, but it, I think, helped. And don't play anything more than 2 minutes. Get in, get out. The longer you stick with a song, the more of a chance they have of, I guess, catching it and throwing you off. So one somebody told me the other day was, the filter, the high pass filter and the low pass, like, or that right at 11. So it doesn't tweak the audio much, but if you put it at 11, it tweaks it enough to throw the algorithm off. So similarly, somebody said white noise underneath will help.
Oh, wow.
I tried white noise early on. Not only didn't it help, it got me thrown off, but people were commenting, Mike, what's that hiss underneath your... So to me, that didn't help. Maybe it's helped others. I don't really know. Maybe I wasn't doing it right. But yeah, I tried the white noise concept and it didn't help.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, like we're doing every Friday we've done on Twitch for 3-4 hours, never gotten thrown off. But you have to get people to go to Twitch, and the whole world's on Facebook. Secondly, I don't know if you saw.
So what kind of viewership are you getting on that?
Around 150, 200 people.
All right. So, dude, that's not bad. I mean, I was I got 1,100 on Sunday, but most of that came from DJ Idea sharing. I think I had about 150 on my personal page.
Right.
And then they shared it to the DJ Idea sharing page, which is where I got, close to 1,000.
We were out washing the boat. So and then, of course, I have on shorts or whatever. It was gorgeous here as well. And then when I pull my phone out of my pocket later, which doesn't buzz like it does when I wear these super tight jeans, I'm like, because I had it on my calendar and everything. And I'm like, I missed that. So is the recording up yet, Mike? I know you.
Yeah, sure. I saved it. I saved it on my page, and DJ Idea sharing saved it on their page. And also Frank do you know Frank Garcia?
Yeah.
He owns, I think it's Mainline. He sells equipment. I love Frank because he's a Queens guy. He and I just click every time I see him at the expo or wherever. And then I sent him the recording of it, and he uploaded it. I think he's got a website where he uploads his own mixes and other people. So even if Facebook eventually shuts it, yes, I recorded it through, OBS? Yeah. I recorded it through OBS. Yeah.
But did you put it on Mixcloud, just the mix, no video part?
I'm going to do that today. Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I'll be sharing just the audio today. So that actually begs the question, Joe. I recorded it on OBS with because I did a lot of that. That's another thing. Chris didn't share this with me, but somebody else shared it with me.
Yeah.
The more you speak over the music, the better chance you have of not being. So I talked a lot. So should I put the audio of me blabbering away, or should I put the audio of just the music?
Is it separated?
I did both.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, just put the mix. No mic
just
talk.
Mix, no blabber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I was leaning towards. But
for the video, it makes sense. Everybody wants to see the whole package. But no, for the mix, I just want to hear it. Sitting here at the office.
Okay. I'm gonna put that up this week.
Yeah, I'm being selfish, but anyway.
That's cool.
So yeah, I wanted to circle back on that and tell you I was sorry I wasn't on there, and the reason why we were outside
But go back and listen, just like I have to go back. And your boy Randy put up a Prince mix, and I have to listen to that today.
Yeah, I tagged you in that. He was so worried that you weren't going to approve, and I'm like, nah, he's going to do it. It was Prince and Prince's associates, like the time.
Well, I like that. I saw the title of it. I like the fact that it's more of the songs that Prince wrote for his protege bands.
Sure.
He says he's got a family song in there. The Family is actually. Are you familiar with the Family?
No.
So that's the band. That's one of the protege bands that Prince put together, and he gave them "Nothing Compares to You."
Oh wow!
Which they did originally, which Sinead O'Connor then heard their version and recorded it, and obviously made because the Family's version did not get famous, did not get big.
Right.
I don't even think they released that as a single, but I could be wrong about that. But so I'm interested in going back and looking at it or listening to it.
All right. So what else? What's good on your end? I mean, tell us any positivity you want to share.
So I will say congratulations. I have heard from a number of my DJ friends that they have gotten the PPP funding. I have not as of yet.
I was going to
which is starting to get a little bit frustrating, but I am happy for my friends. And some of them, I can't even remember who's asked me, who's told me in confidence and said, don't share it, and who has said it. But so I'm not even going to say names, but I could think to myself right now, probably 7 or 8 people in this industry, maybe even more, who have gotten the funding. So it's getting out there. This isn't just some kind of big government thing that's only I know we're reading the articles about the big companies that grab $3 million and $5 million and blah, blah, blah.
Million, right.
Those stories are frustrating, but a good amount of this has trickled down. And now that they have refunded it, hopefully by next week on this, I'll be able to share my story that I got it.
I asked yesterday in that group chat with the Vault folks, and several people said they had gotten their EIDL grant. I can't remember exactly what that was.
Yeah, so that was the first thing I think they released. Initially, it was going to be $10,000 per company.
I remember that.
But then the fine print basically said it was $1,000 per employee up to $10,000. So if you have 2 employees, then you are only qualified for $2,000.
Okay.
But yeah, I've seen some people get, and it also, I think initially it sounded like you were going to have to choose one or the other, but I don't think that's the case because, again, thinking back to a couple posts I've seen, I have friends who have gotten both, who have gotten their $10,000 EIDL or whatever, and then have also gotten their PPP funding.
Oh, wow.
I didn't apply for the EIDL because I thought it was a one or the other, and PPP sounded better for us, for our business model. So I never even tried to apply for the EIDL.
I think that, the money's coming. I do think there's going to be a round 2. I feel like, according to my bank, which
this is round 2. The question is there going to be round 3 and 4? They just approved round 2, which I think is like $400 billion, but this time around, I think they're allocating. Last time it was just a big dump of money and go grab it, but I think this time around they're allocating. Some is going for hospitals, some is going for different, some is going directly to the state. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's all that money is going for small businesses, but hopefully a lot of it is. And hopefully, my story was last Wednesday, I got a call from my banker, my application. He goes, your application looks really good. We're submitting it. This was late in the day on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, the report started coming out that it's running out of money. Thursday morning, they said it's out of money. So
round 2 was out of money, or round 1 was out of money?
Round 1. Round one ran out of money in 10 days.
Yeah.
And he said, your application didn't get in on time, but he said, we're ready if it gets refunded. So I wrote him an email last night when they refunded it. I plan on calling him as soon as we get off of this and just saying, hey, Matt, push that thing through, please. We'll see what happens. But again, going back to, you want good news. I know plenty of people in our industry who have gotten funded, so the money is hitting our industry. Yeah,
fantastic. That's good to hear. And I did see that people had gotten that grant, so maybe it's working. Are there? I haven't watched the local news today, but I know that it was a huge rally or protest or something downtown. Is that going on in your area? I mean, people basically going up.
People in New Jersey. I think there are so many hospitalizations and deaths in the tri-state area that we are taking it very seriously. And listen, I kind of get it. I mean, I read some statistics about Texas has had, I think, 500 deaths, and they have 20 million people, and people are like, why? Like, really, we're bunkering down for this? So I do kind of get in the rural areas why they're getting frustrated. But no, every morning I wake up to the local newspaper saying another 200 deaths, another 5,000 people admitted to the hospital or whatever it is. It's enough that I don't even think most New Jerseyites need to be warned about it. We're sheltering in place out of fear more than anything. Really?
Yeah. I don't, that attitude has long since passed here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody in the grocery store and, Ace Hardware and such are wearing masks, but I don't get that that's the feeling here. And obviously it's...
Well, because you're not seeing the numbers, and hopefully you won't. I mean, the fear of this is that states like yours get too lax, and then you see the bubble. If you never see the bubble, then God bless. I mean, thank God. But the stupidity of this will be if you guys get too lax too quickly, and then all of a sudden you're a hot spot. But I don't think we're going to know that. I think that's why the Georgia experiment, I'll call it that, I think is good right now. Because if and I understand people can travel out of state and spread and everything else, but if one state just says, screw it, we're opening nail polish, tattoo, haircuts, everything else, 2-3 weeks from now, we'll know if that created a hotspot or if it didn't create a hotspot.
Right. Yeah, Florida opened their beaches. It looked like freaking spring break down there.
Yeah.
So do you still then, Mike, feel like, nobody in terms of the United States can predict when we would be back to working events because it's all going to be based on the state itself?
Yeah, it's going to be based on the state itself and also these phases that the government has put in. If you look at the phases they put in, events of our size are not going to take place till phase 3. So how quickly you can get through phase 1 and phase 2 is going to determine how you get to phase 3. The key
regardless of what the state says? Regardless of what state?
Well, I think it is up to the state to say, okay, we're now in phase 1. Okay, we've gotten out of phase 1 successfully. Now we're moving in. The fear is going from phase 2 and then creating a hotspot, which then kicks you back to phase 1.
Right.
That's the fear. So, and listen, that's what New York City is dealing with now. We're not near getting out of phase 1 yet, but when we do, we're going to have to do it cautiously so that we don't kick backwards. We keep moving forwards. But what that actually means, I don't really know.
Yeah. Man, I don't know either. I don't know. That's all I want in the end date. That's the thing that...
I agree. I totally agree. I don't think we're going to
up at night.
I totally Yeah.
Well,
what's funny? It hasn't been keeping me up at night. It's been waking me up. I have been...
Yeah, that's it. That's what I meant.
Multiple times up at 4 a.m., can't get back to sleep. Yeah. Yesterday, I woke up at 4, tried to read myself back to sleep. By 5, I was like, screw it, just get up and start your day. Yeah. And fortunately, I can take a mid-afternoon nap nowadays because it doesn't really affect my schedule. But anyway.
I tell everybody. Yeah, man. Just a couple more. Last thing is everybody just stay positive, stay busy. The key to my sanity is staying busy, doing projects, cleaning out the storage room, selling old gear on eBay. If you don't think people are buying, you're way wrong. Put that stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It'll be gone in 2 days if you price it right. You have to realize that a lot of the country still has their job and they've got nowhere to spend their money, their disposable income. So if you got stuff sitting around and you need some cash, sell it. It works. Keep busy and stay positive. Those are my keys to the week.
I think that's great advice. And also, as I keep saying and you keep saying, focus on fitness. I think that has helped me through this. my hour to 90 minutes every single morning down here, spinning, lifting weights. Not only do I feel better about myself, I celebrated 54 on Sunday in better shape than I celebrated 44 10 years ago. So
amazing,
I'm proud of that.
Man. Yeah, congratulations.
I feel like I would be an idiot if I made it through this time and didn't get myself in a tip-top shape. And as I said to somebody else the other day, assuming we're out of this by September.
You're going to need it.
My personal September, man, I think I have 18 events. Now, somebody like Big Daddy is like, that's nothing.
Right.
But
I do that in a weekend. Right.
18 weddings is pretty intense in a 30-day
run.
Month. So I feel
weddings.
like I'm going to need to be. I feel like I'm training for September.
There you
go. I'm doing 2-a-days right now, training for opening day. So yeah, man. So stay busy, stay positive, and stay focused on fitness, because I think
I'm the same as Mike, man. I've been on that Peloton. I've got this weight set. I've been doing these fitness classes on video. I've been running, which I hate running. Going out 4 or 5 miles. The other day, man, Ainsley woke up and it's like had been challenged from her friends to run 13 miles. She hadn't even run 5 in probably 5 years.
Is that over a course of a week or?
No, she rolled out
a half marathon.
Dude, she was gone.
And she did it.
I was like, I'll run the first third. And I ran like 4.5 and I got back home and then I took a shower, started, messing around the house, and she rolled in and she held up her phone. She follows you. So she used that app you use, Runkeeper. And she did a half marathon. She rolls in and shows me she's at 10 and she goes, I'm gonna get a sip of water and some gum and I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. Cause her friends had broken it up. And I was like, okay. And dude, she rolled out and finished the last 3 and then rolled back.
Any idea what her time was? If she broke my half marathon PR, I'm gonna.
No, there's no way. There's no way. What would that have been? What's a half?
1:38.
Yeah,
I did an hour 38.
It was a couple hours.
Okay.
And she was
she
was struggling. She was struggling.
Amazing.
Yeah, she was struggling that afternoon.
Most people
the next
can't
day.
just roll out of bed and run a half. Most people have to actually train for it.
She had one of those, hyper machines on her leg. Like she wasn't like, that was easy. But shit, man, I was like, go for it, man. I was like, why? And she goes, my friends challenged me. I go, couldn't y'all come up with like a basketball challenge or
more
something?
Reasonable challenge.
Right. It was ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, man.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Hey, by the way, our let's put a bow on it is apparently spreading. That's become, who did I see? Jordan Marshall and somebody else was doing a podcast, and they said, as Mike and Joe say, let's put a bow on it.
Nice.
So apparently, I don't know where we got that from.
I don't either.
So let's put a bow on it, Joe.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, everybody. Tune in every week. We appreciate y'all.
You got it. Ciao.
Later.